What if I told you that you are not stuck because of a lack of motivation? You are stuck because your systems is stuck. Because motivation comes and goes. But a system runs even on your worst days. Most people think success comes from setting big goals. And goals can be helpful, yes. But James Clear, in Atomic Habits, says something more powerful. Goals don't determine success. Systems do. Because if your goal is to get fit, but your system is sitting on the couch every night, the goal stays a wish. But if your system is simple, repeatable, and automatic, the result becomes inevitable. And that's what this book is about. Tiny habits, small improvements, repeated daily. That's what creates massive change. So in this video, I'm going to break down the most useful ideas from Atomic Habits, so you can build good habits, break bad ones, and slowly, quietly redesign your life. All right, let's begin. Chapter 1: Power of Atomic Habits. Atomic means tiny, not big dramatic changes, not overnight transformations, tiny. Because habits are small behaviors, repeated daily. And here's the key idea. If you improve by just 1% every day, you don't become 365% better in a year. You become 37 times better. That's the power of compounding. It's like saving money. A small amount feels pointless at first, but over time, it grows into something massive. Same with habits. A 10-minute walk doesn't feel life-changing. Reading 2 pages doesn't feel impressive. Saving $5 doesn't feel rich, but compounded. Day after day, those small actions become a new life. That's why small habits are dangerous, in a good way. Because once they're consistent, they become unstoppable. Success is not one big moment. It's the product of daily habits. Chapter 2: Goals versus Systems. Here's something most people miss. Winners and losers often have the same goals. Every athlete wants to win. Every business wants profit. Every student wants good grades. So goals don't separate people. Systems do, because goals are the destination, but systems are the vehicle. And this line hits hard. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. So instead of obsessing over the outcome, obsess over the process. Ask yourself, what does a successful day look like? What does the system look like? What do I do, even when I don't feel like it? That's where real progress lives. Chapter 3: Identity-Based Habits. Now this is the most powerful idea in the book. Most people try to change outcomes. I want to lose weight. I want more money. I want to be productive. Some people try to change processes. I'll go to the gym. I'll read more. I'll wake up earlier. But the real change happens when you change your identity. Because your habits are not just actions, they're evidence of who you believe you are. So instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, say, I am becoming a runner. Instead of, I want to read more, say, I am a reader. Because once the identity changes, your behavior follows. And every time you act, you cast a vote for that identity. When you read one page, you cast a vote for I'm a reader. When you cook one healthy meal, you cast a vote for I'm someone who takes care of myself. When you save even a small amount, you cast a vote for I'm financially disciplined. Habits are not about what you achieve. They are about who you become. Chapter 4: The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. Now, James Clear gives us a simple system to build habits. 4 laws. To build a good habit, make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. And to break a bad habit, invert these laws, make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying. Let's break them down one by one. Law 1. Make it obvious. Habits are triggered by cues. Most of the time, you don't even choose your habits. Your environment chooses them for you. So, if you want to read more, don't rely on motivation. Make it obvious. Put the book on your pillow. So when you go to bed, your environment literally reminds you. If you want to practice guitar, leave it in the middle of the room. Because if it's inside a case, in a cupboard, your brain will say, "Not today." Out of sight, out of mind. And this is the bigger lesson. Design your environment to make good habits visible and bad habits invisible. Want less phone usage? Don't keep it beside your bed. Don't keep it on your desk. Keep it in another room. Because environment beats willpower, always. Law 2. Make it attractive. We are drawn toward pleasure. That's why bad habits are easy. They feel good now, even if they hurt later. So to build good habits, make them attractive. One powerful tool is temptation bundling. Pair something you need to do with something you want to do. For example, only watch your favorite show while exercising. Now, your brain starts linking exercise with pleasure. Or another example, only listen to your favorite music or podcast while cleaning or walking. Now the habit feels less like effort and more like reward. And there's another secret. Surround yourself with people who already have the habits you want. If your friends go gym, you'll go gym. If your friends read, you'll read. If your friends save and invest, you'll start thinking that way too. Because behavior is contagious. Law 3. Make it easy. Most people fail at habits because they try to change their life in one day. They go from 0 to extreme. But the secret is simple. Reduce friction. Make it easy. If you want to start working out, don't aim for 1 hour, start with 2 minutes. Yes, 2 minutes. Because the point isn't intensity at the start. The point is consistency. 2 minutes is small enough that your brain can't negotiate. And once you show up, you often do more anyway. But even if you don't, you still win. Because you're building the identity of someone who shows up. A habit must be established before it can be improved. Master showing up, and the rest will follow. Law 4. Make it satisfying. What gets rewarded gets repeated. Our brains respond to immediate rewards. That's why junk food is addictive. It tastes good now, even if the cost comes later. But habits like saving money or studying often feel unrewarding in the moment. So we need to create satisfaction. Make progress visible. Track your habits. Use a simple habit tracker. Mark an X on the calendar. Build a streak. Because when you see progress, you want to protect it. And that small feeling of "I did it today" is what keeps a habit alive. Chapter 5. Breaking Bad Habits. To break a bad habit, invert the same laws. Make it invisible. Make it unattractive. Make it difficult. Make it unsatisfying. Want to stop eating junk food? Don't fight cravings. Remove the queue. Don't keep it at home. Because if it's in your kitchen, you will eventually eat it. Want to reduce social media? Log out after every use. Remove the shortcut. Add friction. Because the harder it is, the less you'll do it. Chapter 6. Plateau of Latent Potential. Now this part is critical, because this is where most people quit. Results are delayed. You might work out for weeks and see no change. You might study for months and feel stuck. But habits are compounding quietly. James Clear calls this the plateau of latent potential. It's like ice melting. From 25 degrees Fahrenheit to 31 degrees Fahrenheit, nothing changes. It still looks frozen. But at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, suddenly, it melts. That breakthrough didn't happen in 1 degree. It was building the whole time. So if you're working hard and you see nothing, don't quit. Stay patient. Trust the process. Your results may be closer than you think. Chapter 7. Goldilocks Rule. We stay motivated when we work on tasks that are just slightly beyond our ability. Not too easy, or you get bored. Not too hard, or you get overwhelmed. Just challenging enough. That's where growth happens, that's where flow happens. So if you keep quitting, it might not be laziness. It might be that your habit is either too hard or too easy. Adjust the difficulty, not your identity. Chapter 8. Beware of success, boredom. And one more warning. Success can create complacency. The real threat isn't failure, it's boredom. Because after a few weeks, your habits stop feeling exciting. And that's the test. Professionals stick to the schedule, even when it's not exciting. Amateurs stop because they need constant motivation. So fall in love with repetition, because repetition is what builds mastery. Chapter 9. Final Message. So here's the real message of Atomic Habits. You do not need massive change. You need small habits, done consistently. Forget about extreme motivation. Focus on systems. Focus on identity. Focus on showing up every day, because tiny improvement lead to remarkable results. So let me ask you, which habit are you going to change first? And are you trying to change your goals or your identity? Remember, you don't become successful overnight, you become successful through what you do daily. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button, because we're not just reading books here, we're building better lives. And I'll see you in the next video.